The 2024 season is upon us, Coach. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, you always have some questions going into any season, but I really like where this group is at. It's a great blend of experienced veterans that have been through the battles of Champions Cup, of a regular MLS season, of a Leagues Cup, and now we have a really good amount of youth sprinkled in there, guys that are going to be starters for us, and young ones coming up from our Union 2 team that I think will be contributors this year as well. So it's a really great blend of players. It's a group that I love working with. It's been fun to watch them get better and better each season, and I like where we're at.
And that's what preseason is all about. And that group, like you mentioned, of experienced veterans, young guys really eager for minutes, and then new players coming from all over. How have they meshed so far?
Yeah, we have a really diverse group. We have, I think, 15 different countries represented in our locker room, which is really special. So you have all different cultures, and you get to know each other and understand each other's differences and learn from each other, which is what preseason's about as well. The beauty of soccer, though, is the game speaks one language, so once the whistle blows and the guys are competing, and the environment that we have creates a improvement each and every day. And I think that they respect that. They hold each other accountable. But yeah, it's been really cool to see the different cultures come in and blend, the new players come in and get up to speed quickly. And then the young ones kind of get experiences now with first team players. How do you learn from a Jacob Glesnes or an Andre Blake or Ali Bedoya? These guys can teach you so much about the game.
With all those differences and different skill sets, what kind of identity does that make for?
Yeah, I think the Philadelphia Union is one of the clubs in the league that does have a true identity. And as a head coach, that sounds like such a simple thing to create. But if you look throughout the league of the 29 teams, I'd say there's, maybe 5 or 6 that you go, I know exactly what they're trying to do each and every week. And I'm proud that we're in that cluster of teams. Our identity, I think, is very emblematic of our city. It's a respect for every team, but we don't fear anybody. And we will punch above our weight, and we won't back down. So we really are a group that is, a blue-collar team like the city of Philadelphia, and it's an easy team to get behind. And then the fact that you sprinkle in a lot of the homegrown talent, it's also a parochial city, and Philly Union has a parochial identity in that we really love supporting our own, and we have some really good, exciting players coming through the pipeline.
I know it's really early on, but is there any player in specific that you can foresee having a breakout season this year?
Yeah, I think, I've talked about it a little bit this year so far. In each line, we've had a guy stand out. Damian's really stood out in the center back spot for us. He's done a great job. I think taking a big step forward. He's more comfortable now with his teammates, and he has a big summer ahead of him, right? He has Copa America with Jamaica, so he knows how important this year is. In the midfield, Quinn Sullivan has taken a really big step forward and played more as a midfielder, a little bit deeper. Last year he played a lot as a striker out of just necessity in a crowded midfield that we had. And up top, I think Julian has been a guy that our fans know and pencil him in for double-digit goals now.
Easy.
Pretty regular, yeah, but it's a lot harder than people think. But he sets the tone with his work rate and his physicality. Little known fact, he led MLS in fouls committed last year, which I love from my strikers. That means he's getting a piece of the defenders as well and being physical, but he sets the tone for us as a striker. But overall, I like where the group is at. If I have to, I hate singling out certain guys, but that's one in each line that I think has taken a good step forward so far this preseason.
And on the other end of that, there still are a couple of guys who are very new to the system.
Yeah.
How important will Union 2 minutes be for them and getting ready for maybe if their name does get called?
Yeah, the Union 2 serves as an incredible tool for our players. Any chance you get to play 90 minutes at a high intensity against opponents that aren't the ones you're kicking all week in training is a big step. So that'll be a great tool for our first team players that maybe need to come back from fitness after an injury. It'll be for our younger players that need to that are close to taking that step to the first team but aren't quite there. So those games are incredibly valuable. We judge and watch them every week when they play. So that is a great tool.
Okay, so as for the team as a whole, what is the strong suit that you think will be, this is what this team brings to the table every week?
Yeah, so I think that, it's no secret. We've become a team that is comfortable not having the ball. And I always like to have a group that is comfortable being uncomfortable is the best way to put it. Like we don't get nervous if an opponent is putting together 40, 50 passes, but not really penetrating and going anywhere. Where we do our damage, and I think what separates the Philadelphia Union from the rest of the league is how we go in transition. So when we win the ball, how quickly and ruthless can we be turning that into an attack? And it's a fun, exciting way to play. It's taken time and a few seasons to implement, but when it gets clicking, it's really fun to watch. It's exciting for the fans. And again, that home record that we have in our stadium is something that I'm incredibly proud of, and our fans deserve a ton of credit for that as well. So,
what about a challenge or an area of growth for the squad?
We've become known as a great club here in Philadelphia. To now be known as a championship club, you have to lift the big trophy, and the big trophy is MLS Cup, and that's going to be our goal this year. To go from a great club to now a championship club would be what my goal as the leader is, and I think if you ask any one of those players in there, that's their goal too. So we'd all sacrifice any of the individual accolades that we've all won throughout the years. We're proud of them, but at the same time, those go out the window for the ultimate goal, which is MLS Cup.
And one message for the fans, what is the Philadelphia Union going to bring to them at Subaru Park this year?
Well, we just need our fans to be themselves. So they just be their normal, crazy, loud selves in that building. It's our building, it's a special place. I love walking out of that tunnel, and I get chills, thinking about it even now. And I know how uncomfortable teams are when they come to our building. To them, my message would be, just be yourselves, keep doing what you're doing. Maybe start your tailgate even an hour earlier this season, big ambition there. But you help us a ton. They help us every day when we step on the field. They truly are the reason in our last 65 games in that building, I think we've only been beat 4 times. So that's an incredible record and something that I want to continue. I'd love for us to be a little more brave on the road and maybe steal a few more road wins. They're so hard in our league, but that's something that I really want our group to be a little more proactive on the road and maybe not sit at the end of games and protect ties and maybe go for things. So I think that's something that they can look out for with our group. But overall, more of the same from them, and we'll do our part on the field as well. And I think this 2024 season, especially at Subaru Park, is going to be another special one.
Well, the home opener's coming up, and those fans will be ready.
Yeah, bundle up, drink up, and it's going to be a heck of an opener in February. We'll get good weather, and we'll put on a show for you guys against Chicago, that's for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
All
Good
right,
luck.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.